Así ocula todo, deja fu umate en el mocotilo. Ukulaya que vive iba iya kakalani kuote siye kakauange be honga tokia tekoe aeku ofani eme afakavale tukupea kiumuna muna pe e ilo na aomo atu kisaione silika ekutangi musi ekukole etapalo mesi keke puke puke pe ukulaya que vive iba iya kakalani kuote siye kakauange be honga tokia tekoe aeku ofani eme afakavale misi ifunga mahofa fakamole molea nakufe halaki ato ofatomia katefokiangea ie fala oata otalifika umai kihaolea ukulaya que vive iba iya kakalani kuote siye kakauange be honga tokia tekoe aeku ofani eme afakavale ahoane po ia uku masi okulato same aleluai asi ekunofo ike ilo ia mai asi okulato ngeha fu umate ene mokotilo ukulaya que vive iba iya kakalani kuote siye kakauange be honga tokia tekoe aeku ofani eme afakavale tukupea kiumuna muna pe e ilo na aomo atu kisaione silika ekutangi musi ekukole etapalo mesi keke puke puke pe ukulaya que vive iba iya kakalani kuote siye kakauange be
out to my sister Maze in Arizona.
Hey, Maze.
Swimming. Love you. So, Sam. Anyways.
Malo mo e lau malia ho eki. Mo lele atonga kotoa pe mo mea mai I he ngā lua pe ka pe whoke ngā lua ea. Ko ui ni ai re tio hiku leo o Mounga Maka, whahoka teo me Salt Lake City, Utah. Ko au toko mea halai vaitai, ko hien whakataha pea mo lopi po oi. He's my guest this evening. This is the call of the Hiku Leo o Mounga Maka radio or Echoes of the Rockies. We're here with Po'oi to listen to his story. We'd like to welcome everyone in. Mahaloho mo lava mai. Ke heki I porokalama ko amna ke ma whakahoko atu. Ki mua pia mātou ki hoko atu. Let's give out shout outs to all those who are in here. E lopi,
Yep. We got Sophia.
Sophia Haungatau, yep.
Sabnella.
Sione tatafu tuyaki, maro lava mai.
What's up, Sayala?
Paongo pentani nonga, pentani peaua, Miss Maamele la tutupou. Is that you, BFF? Lita talanoa, malo lava mai. Luciane Kafi, Soane Hamala, Maze, ki Arizona. Ailine Pututao, hi Ailine. And Sarah Fatongiatao, these are our staff members. Now Ross.
Anita.
Whangataha Sawaki Muti, Tieni Luana Tupo. Thank you guys for tuning in. Malo mo lava mai, Ana Tupola. Do you see any names that I missed there, Lopi?
No, I think mine's loading a little bit slow, but it's on there.
Okay, well, we like to welcome. Koe tuapule lulu foki, koe aho ia, it's my turn to shine. Aia koe aho ia au haawai hataha pia muhane ki bisnisi, ke tuku atuia ma e kainga, ke tau fe ilongaki, mo tau fe popo aki, I honolanga I haka ki bisnis ko ia ki olunga. Pia koe aho ni, o koe hen whakatahai pia mo lopi po oi, koe ne ki bisnisi, koe saibete tau tok lave ki ai. Ka koe ki I hi Flower Power, malo lava mai, Joe and Nita Hankin. Simeone Kau, thank you guys for tuning in. Ko, let me give a little introduction here about Lopi. Ko Lopi, ko ene tangata eiki mei where mea. Pea ko ene whine eiki mei vai ni. Nai whanau ia I Nuusila, pea nau hiki mai ki heni he tā hiva walu hiva, aia kono tā uwalu beia. Pea ko osi mauhoa, moene ki whanau e toko ono. Pea ko e bisnisi a Lopi, o kosi ulu barbershop. Ka te tau, we're gonna play a song. Pea ko e tau foki mai ko ia, then he's gonna tell us his story. So stay tuned. We've got a great program up ahead to share with you all.
Right on.
Welcome aboard, Suli. Hala popo iongi, malo lava mai, ka pehe foki ki a lute pauline tongo te a whinao. I tati vaitai, malo lava mai. O Fatu Suli, malo lava mai. Velvet Rose, Kioa, thank you for tuning in. That's Toa, by the way. Finau and Baba ke takai. Li whakalata, tatafu wayangina, aulelia tupoata, tuisa tausinga sikulu, malo lava mai. I tēni sivo palo. Oh, Reverend tui halangi e finaus in there. Malo lava mai tui halangi e. E pe foki a ringi kefu. Ringi o fata koe. All the Filipinos are in. Not Numa is in. Shea te tau polo karama. Mary Jala over says, Felemea in the house.
Oh, somebody brought the butter. Better with some butter.
With blue bonnet on it.
My mom, got my mom on here, Priscilla boy.
Oh, malo lava mai pisila. Sai, tau heni foki pea mo lopi po oi. Hange ko i whamatara na whakahokare na ringa tangata e ki me where mea, pakuhange e lopi toko lahi au pito e kau where mea I loto he. Yeah, so I brought in Lopi because he has a little business here in Salt Lake City. Oku specialize I he barber shop. So Lopi, let me ask you. Let me introduce your son as well. This is.
Hi everybody. I'm Lopsini. I'm named after my dad, and I cut hair with my dad. And yeah,
And how old are you, son?
I'm 16.
16 years old, and you're gonna walk your daddy's footsteps. So you're Lopiseni too,
Yeah.
and your dad is Lopiseni, but we call your dad Lopi and call you Seni.
Yes.
Okay, Lopi, tell us what made you. Yeah, Maze says Filemea and Uihake. Thank you, Maze. Thank you for clearing that up. It's Filemea and Uiha, not just
My
Filemea.
We got sweet. Sorry, guys.
Tell us, Lopi, because I know a lot of people, especially our younger listeners, they're interested to know about your story. Eh?
Yeah.
What got you interested? How old were you when you were interested in cutting hair? When you thought, yeah, I think cutting hair is my thing.
Okay. So, first thing I want to say is, Tokomea, thank you for having us. I appreciate the opportunity to.
Oh, thank
To
you
be
for
on the show.
accepting the invites.
Yeah, when I decided to get into this, is this the mic?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I was kind of just looking for a way to replace my income. I was in sales for years before I did this, and
Lopi,
before-
sorry. Move that other mic
This
closer to, yeah. Because I think that mic works better.
There, can you hear me better now?
Yep, there we go.
Cool. Okay. So, it was about 6 years ago
Uh-huh.
when I started getting into this. But it was, I think it was kind of discovered on accident. I actually didn't cut hair before this. I cut this guy's hair. So up until he was 11, it was just my way of saving money to cut my son's hair. And then, just going through the corporate world of losing your job over and over and over again, working your way up and losing a job, layoff, or, the market or whatever it was. I was looking for just something that I can use to pretty much replace my income, but then also be my own boss. And I kind of discovered it on accident. We would go to family things, and I have a cousin named Sao, and so Sao would always be asking me if I could cut his hair because he would notice his cut.
Oh,
and,
okay.
and he would say, "Hey, who faded him up?" And I'm like, "Oh, I did." And he's like, "Cut my hair," and I'm like, "Nah, I don't know how to cut hair. I just cut his hair."
Right.
And I think it was probably like 2 or 3 different family events where he kept asking, and finally I'm like, you know what? Yeah, let's do it. So one day Sal comes over to my house. I cut his hair, and we were both shocked. Like, it was actually pretty cool. The cut was clean, and that's when I discovered it. I felt like I had something, so I told him, just keep coming. I'll cut your hair, and we'll go from there. 3 months later, I jumped into barber school. And barber school was hard. 8 hours a day, no pay. And, I have 6 kids to take care of. And I had to work a full-time job all at the same time. So 6 months.
Struggle was real.
Struggle was real.
Yeah.
I went to school for 6 months and worked a full-time job. So I got up in the morning and left for school. Kids were still sleeping. Oh, there's the wife. Sorry, babe. Can you? Never mind. But school all day, work all night. I got home and the kids were sleeping. Got home, the kids were sleeping, and I did this routine every day for 6 months. And in the whole process, I lost my grandma. And that was hard to deal with too. But, when you have a family of 8, you got to just suck it up and go.
Right.
So I did, toughed it out, and graduated, got my barber license, and started my barbering career.
How long was school?
It was 6 months. It technically took about 8 months because of some missing time from funeral time and whatnot.
Oh, okay.
But when I graduated school, I had a job set up at a barbershop, and that barbershop went out of business the week I graduated.
Oh, wow.
So I had nowhere to go. And then from there, I ended up going to my mom's basement, and I cut hair in my mom's basement for 6 months. And
How did that work out?
it was hard, but who's gonna turn down a $10 haircut?
Right.
We just put it all over social media. And the way I did it was I tagged every one of my cousins on my mom's side and my dad's side, and just kind of put the word out there, and it blew up. I think we were like the only noisy basement barber shop that existed back then. But
And it was just you.
it was just me.
It was just you.
Yeah, and then eventually I got a guy, and then he lasted for a little bit, then left. I think we went through like maybe 3 or 4 people in the basement. And then after 6 months in the basement, I opened my first shop.
6 months. After 6 months.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
No. It was hard. I mean, $10 a haircut, you can only make so much money.
Yeah.
And, the crazy part about this was, and I talked about this in another interview, and this will probably be the second time I've talked about it, but I didn't pay my house the whole time I was in that basement. When you go 6 months of not paying your mortgage, you get a letter from the mortgage company that they're going to foreclose.
Right.
And, we toughed it out and made it work. I called the bank and negotiated the payment plan and made it work. And, we survived. we made it happen. 3 months later, we caught up on our mortgage.
Oh, nice.
And, our first location was good until we had some issues. Then I had to move us to a new location. And I pretty much did it again.
Yeah.
I sacrificed the house all over again, moved to a second location, and we built it up. And we were there for 4 years. And then we just moved to our new location in April.
And now you got a new location.
We got a new location.
Bigger location?
Bigger location. We have 10 chairs.
10?
Yep.
Wow.
8 of the chairs are filled. And I got a 9th barber that should be starting this month.
That is nice. That's success.
Yeah.
It sounds successful. The story sounds very successful. But
5
I bet
years.
But I bet the trial wasn't the journey wasn't that easy.
Yeah, it wasn't.
You made it sound like it was really easy, but I bet the journey wasn't that easy. Especially, well, I'm glad you kind of brought up the at the edge there about to lose the mortgage, because some people think that is the end. Once you get the letter, they say at the end, but that's a whole new show.
Yeah.
But I did want to hear about how you started, hey?
Yeah.
So it was 6 long months, or 8 technically, because
Yeah,
of
in school.
made up time. But it's a 6 months of leaving home while the kids are sleeping and coming back, and they're still sleeping,
Yep.
right? Which
Yep.
means you came home, their day has ended already. Eh?
Yep.
So that is always hard, but the sacrifice was there,
Yeah.
because the struggle was very, very real.
Yes.
That is a very good story to hear. Seni, how was it growing up with a father like Lopi? Did you? He discovered his talent by accident, as he explained, and I hear that you're doing the same thing. You're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
You're cutting hair too.
Yeah, I cut hair too.
Okay. Did you just watch your dad and decide, hey, that's something I want to do? Or did your dad say, hey, you better start learning this because it's going from me to you? Both. But how do you like it? How do you like it?
I like it. It's fun.
Uh-huh.
Keeps me busy.
Right.
And I've been doing it for almost like
I started teaching him when he was 12.
12, and you're 16 now.
yeah.
So you've been cutting hair for about 4 years.
Yeah, about 4 years. Yeah.
It's all about putting that smile on someone's face.
Yeah.
How do you feel when you put a smile on your customer's face? Rewarding?
It's good. I get a good feeling.
Yeah. And, working, you had mentioned earlier, Lopi,
Yeah.
that you, after losing jobs or whatnot, it's kind of hard. You wanted to be your own boss.
Yeah.
I think that's a lot of us, we all like that.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
It's my biggest thing, pet peeve, I guess, is I hated going to someone else to ask for the time off.
Yeah.
And when I'm running late, I dread that I have to call in and say I'm running late, because they always want they always want to know a reason. They want to know a reason why you won't be there at work.
Yeah.
They want to know a reason why you're running late, and your reason better be good.
And you just slept in, but you're like, my tire was flat.
Yeah, exactly. And you just want to go somewhere and you want to miss work, but you have to come up with somebody died.
Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody has to
A
be
drastic measure just to
yeah.
get the excuse.
When I was saying that it's all about putting a smile on people's face.
Yeah.
Toa says, well, they always put a smile on my son Sione Unga's face. And
Yeah, he was one of my regulars until Seni started cutting, and then Seni stole him from me.
oh yeah. Well, we came, I don't know how long ago, but me and Sayala came.
Yeah.
This is when you guys were on 3500 South. And all I knew was she's bringing her son to get her hair cut
Yeah.
at her cousin's house, at her cousin's barber. So I brought them. Man, we were there for hours, because people were just lining up to get their hair cut by you. And it was, all I hear was this oish. It was this oish barbershop. And that was, that's all I know. And then I hear that it's a kid from Filimea that is cutting the hair. And I felt pretty good. I thought that is pretty good to know.
Yeah, the wait was long back then. I think that's something that we developed along the way with trial and error, trying to figure out a system that would work. And I feel like we've kind of got it to be a little bit smoother now. Yeah.
Well, I think that's wonderful. That's success that you went from one person. Now you're about to have 9 people.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's really good. We're going to go on break. And then we're going to come back and we'll talk about how you grew up.
Cool.
Okay. How about we take you to Filimea? This is Cindy Taukiwea Kaufusi, Esko Maafu. We're in the studio with Lopi Po'oi of Oish Barbershop in West Valley. Share the program. Let's do some shout outs here. Malo lava mai Diana Kinikini Alatini. Thank you for tuning in, Diana. Pesi Elisa, Malo. Pungasia Uiha. Ronnie Talbot. Rodney Sione Tava Mahe. You can shout out anytime you want.
What's up, Ray? Ray Lungy. Ed Vanisi, what's up, bro? Off bro. Got Bessie in here. My nephews love coming to cut their hair. Thank you, Bessie. What's up, Vincent?
Lute, thank you for sharing. Opatu, Lute.
Thank you, Nita.
Edgar, Amelia, Tuyaki, Tapueluelu, Musie, Tau Fahalai, Malo Lavamai, Loau, Lavelua, Kuritea, Seini Mafi Folau, Mounga Mataele, Siweri Mounga, our staff, Fa Lupe Lupe, Moala, Shazer, Aina Lutui, Opat Sela, Sela Tuatonga Diavaa, another Farrah Maz, Mary Jane Sky, Olahi Bon Kaufrimea, Ya Vale Titupo, Edgar De Bruce, Ofatu Edgar, Sinyola Lutui Fisher, Malo Olava Mai. Thank you for sharing. Siale Anau.
Thank you, Sela. Thanks for the love and support. Appreciate you bringing your family in. Siale Anau. What's up, bro? Hi, Deja.
Esko Maafu ya Sela,
Ed. I got you, Ed. 2X on the t-shirt. Hey, we got t-shirts ordered. I got a bunch of them coming in next week.
Oh, then I expect the shirt.
Yeah, well, what size do you wear?
I wear the same size as Ed Vanisi.
I'm gonna hook you up.
Malini Malo Lava Mai, Ofaka Go in Portland, Asia Pau.
You gotta say hi in here.
What's up, everybody?
Your customers should have tuned in. They should tune in with y'all. Okay, Sela, we got it.
But yeah, Ed, we got shirts coming in next week, bro. We'll have some more shirts coming too. I'm trying to sample everybody's shirts to see who has the best quality. We can't have shirts that shrink. I don't want to wash my shirt and it comes up and it becomes a belly shirt.
Yeah, Yeah, that's not the style anymore.
Auntie Fitu.
Opat Fitu.
Love you, Auntie Fitu. Right on there. I got you, bro.
I hope Samuel's watching. Samuel, kau ke on Opat kako eh? Did your dad know you were coming? And I was thinking if he knew, he would have came.
Probably. I came straight from the shop.
Yeah?
Finished my last haircut and just shot straight over.
Mary Jane Sky, malo na share. Thank you for sharing. I can share for ki kohe ko Philip Mea, eh? Namatog mea mai ki Cindy tau ki uvea kau fusi e ne hiwa i mai maki tau tolu e esko maafu tau ewa ki Philip Mea. Tau heni pea mo Lopi po oi, owner, founder of Oish Barbershop. And from all these comments that I'm reading, everybody has their kids coming to your barbershop, okay? Which is a good thing. It's a good thing. When you do good work, word of mouth gets you out there. Eh? And that's what
Right on.
happens. Yeah, that's
on,
what
thank
happens.
you.
When you do good work, people tell someone else, and that's how you build your business. But Lopi, it hasn't always been easy.
No.
Okay?
No.
How was it? Do you remember New Zealand at all?
Yeah. When I left there, I was 8 years old. I went to school. Just the vivid childhood memories of playing and neighborhood and whatnot. But I specifically remember the day we left. I knew we were coming to America, but I don't think it was clear to me that we were moving here for forever.
Forever.
But I remember going to the house and kissing the wall.
Yeah.
And saying bye to the house.
Yep. It's like goodbye house.
Goodbye house.
So you then came here to America.
Yeah. We came and we stayed in Reno, Nevada. I was in 3rd grade. We were there until 6th grade, and then we moved here, and I started junior high school out here in Utah.
Before I forget this question being asked
Yeah.
about your barbershop,
Yeah.
do they have to set up an appointment, or do you take walk-ins as well?
We do both. Typically, we like to set the appointment at least a day in advance. My chair specifically is booked kind of back to back, at least 2 weeks out.
Wow.
It's because when I left barber school, and I had to cut hair in the basement, I kind of had no choice. It's not like we had a walk-in option, so I got to build the clientele when I was in the basement, and from then till now, I still cut the same people. The same people that have been supporting me all these years are still coming to me, and I'm really grateful for that.
Well, when you find a good thing, it's kind of silly to leave it, eh?
Yeah.
So you do take both. So he does take both appointment and walk-ins. But to me, as an advice to those who are listening, I wouldn't do walk-ins.
It's easier to just book.
Just make an appointment, because if walk-ins, like everything else, you get your turn when there's space
room.
open, right? When there's cancellation.
Yep.
So I wouldn't even chance that. I would set an appointment at least a day ahead. You said.
Yeah, and we don't charge any extra fees to book an appointment. We used to in the past, just to prioritize time.
Right,
But then
right.
we got rid of it, and I think it's been working out a lot better for us.
Yeah. So before we go back to talk about the barbershop,
Yeah.
tell me about how you moved to America, and you started out in Reno.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me about that.
Elementary school, new kid from another country. Nobody could understand me.
Right, right.
I had a New Zealand accent. I don't know how I lost it. It just
Just kind
of went.
disappeared. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I most of my time was just with my first cousins that I just met growing up, just playing in the yard, and we kind of had a house that had everybody living there. I think we had 2.5 families. Yeah, we had
Living in one house.
In one house.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's pretty typical with us.
Yeah,
okay?
you know, a lot of the newcomers from the islands. Yeah. But we made it work. You know, a bunch of kids and a lot of adults under one roof.
Yeah. It's kind of fun
Yeah, yeah.
at times. It's kind of fun for kids, but I think
kids.
the adults would rather do something else.
Yeah.
So how old were you when you moved here to Utah?
I was 13, going into junior high, and you know, came here and had to start over again.
Making new friends and
yeah.
meeting new family.
Yeah, that's kind of been the story of my life. I feel like we've always started over. You know, growing up in New Zealand, I think we lived in 3 different houses. You know, until I was 8 years old, and I even went to school in Tonga.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, GPS Vaini. Shout out to GPS Vaini.
Okay.
Went to Vaini and did school for a few months out there. I think twice. Just, you know, as a kid. And then when we went to Reno, I think I went to 3 different schools out there. And then came here, kind of the same thing. You know, bouncing around different schools. I think I started getting in trouble too around that time.
Yeah. Was that in the 90s?
Yeah.
That was in the 90s. There was a time when because I had nephews too that was in that. There was a time that was here in Salt Lake, in Utah,
Yeah.
that they had problems with gang.
Yep.
Okay? There was, because I had nephews that were very much involved in that on the down low.
Yep.
There was the Rose Park versus
West
Glendale
Valley
versus
boys.
the West Valley. Yeah, that was a problem back then. Were you involved in any of that?
Somewhat, yeah. You know, you kind of become your surroundings. You know, the kids that you hang around become your friends.
Right.
And, you know, you kind of do what your friends do. Whether it's drinking or smoking, whatever.
Going opposite of what you were
Yeah.
taught, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Committing crimes.
Committing crimes.
Yeah. And, yeah, I got in a lot of trouble when I was little. And, you know, it's crazy now that I have a 16-year-old. You know, and he's at the age I was when I kind of just stopped coming home. I just kind of did my own thing. And to me, this is the most crucial time for him. So,
Right.
you know, with how I grew up, I feel like what wasn't there for me, and I'm not saying that my dad wasn't a bad parent or
Right,
anything.
right.
It's just, you know, he
Time-
grew up in
time
Tonga.
is just different,
Yeah,
yeah.
he grew up in Tonga, and then I grew up out here. I speak Tongan, but I'm, you know, what they say from Muli, you know. So this is what I know.
Yeah.
But I feel like there was a disconnect, you know, compared to how I'm raising my son now.
Right.
But yeah, as far as growing up, I got into some trouble in and out of the juvenile system up until I was about 18. And then I finally started figuring out that money doesn't grow on trees.
Right.
And, you know, you can't just eat off of mom and dad all the time.
Right. What was the turning point for you?
So I got sent back to New Zealand when I was 18. I got into some really bad trouble where someone got hurt, and it was pretty bad. And that I could have, you know, if things went really bad, I probably would have did 10 years in prison. But
Because of a choice that you made.
because of a choice that I made. And yeah, that was a really, I'm surprised I'm talking about it right now. that's a crazy part of, a time in my life. But, I got past it. I got sent to New Zealand for about a year. And that's where I had the biggest piece of humble pie. It's if I keep screwing around, I'll either get deported and be stuck out there, or I could be locked up forever. So I came back and I started working and helping my parents around the house. And then when I turned 21, I fell in love with my wife, and we got married. And 6 kids
And
later.
and that was really the turning point right there.
That was the
eh?
real turning point. I had my son was born, and
So is Sen your oldest?
he's my oldest.
Okay.
And holding him when he was a baby, that's it.
You realized your role.
I got to be a dad now. That's the most important role.
Right. When you were sent to New Zealand,
Yeah,
is that by your parents, or did the law send you to New Zealand?
it was both.
It was both.
Yeah, because while I was in trouble, I was staying in a halfway house. Halfway house is like a cross between being locked up and being free.
Oh, okay.
And I got into more trouble
At
while
the
I was
halfway
at the
house.
halfway house.
Okay.
And then I was supposed to go to jail. And then my parents told them that we were taking a trip to New Zealand. And the judge said, you know what? Just go. Serve your time out there. I don't want to see you out here anymore. We'll figure out when your case is over and write you a letter. So a year later, I got a letter saying that I was released.
Really?
Yeah.
Someone listening could say, well, gosh, he got off easy. What would you say to someone who's thinking that?
No, I don't think I did. It wasn't my choice to leave all the friends and
Right.
all the fuck the Mikey that I had going on. I was enjoying the being a knucklehead, and I had no control of it.
Right.
I had no, how do you say it, discipline to say no to my friends.
Right.
But then to lose it all, you start to have a different perspective.
I'm glad you're saying that you're surprised that you're talking about this,
Yeah.
and I'm so glad that you are. Only because Lopi. Reason why I'm so glad that you brought that up, because to someone, like as we were talking about earlier, how you set up your barbershop.
Yeah.
It sounded like, oh, it was so easy, this
Yeah.
and that. But going back and talk about how you grew up, how you made the wrong decisions,
Yeah.
it could help someone out there. It's not the end.
No.
Okay? It's
No.
definitely not the end.
Definitely not.
You make your wrong decision, you pay the consequences, you still can turn around and make something
You
out
can.
of it. Hey?
What's crazy about this whole thing is it takes a lot of courage to do what I did as far as starting a business and taking all the risks that I did.
Right.
And to me, I kind of I look at it like with how I grew up and my choices to go out there and be a knucklehead and just be foolish. It was easy for me to take that kind of energy and just be free with it. And it's like just being fearless. Being fearless enough to throw your freedom away.
Yeah.
That's really foolish.
Yes.
But as I got older and I had all my kids and I wanted to start my own business, I applied that same energy to my approach
Towards something positive.
to starting something
Okay.
positive.
That's good.
Because it's like anybody can go do something crazy.
Right.
But
right.
but can you apply that same crazy to doing something like taking a risk to start a business?
Right.
Risking everything, put everything on the line to gamble it.
Right.
Because I went from
For your
gambling my
family,
freedom to
yeah.
gambling my,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
and it worked out.
Yeah.
And just sort of like this interview, like when I was asked to come and do this, I felt the fear come in, like, oh, I don't want to do this. But then I'm the kind of person now that I like facing
Face it.
fear. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fear, when I challenge fear, there's always a better side to,
Right.
when you get over it.
A wise man said, the only thing you need to fear is fear itself.
Yeah.
A man became the president of the United States. Yeah? But it's true. That's the only way you're going to overcome your fear.
You can let it be in front of you and stop you.
Yeah.
Or you can let it be behind you
Yeah.
and chase you.
Yeah. You know, growing up, I was afraid. I was irifiate volo. You know, they say irifiate volo. You're afraid of ghosts.
Yeah.
I was irifiate volo, but I was more afraid of my dad than a te volo. So when he tells me to go get something from a room that's dark, I toughed it out and did it because I was more afraid of my dad than I was of the te volo because I would be slapped, you know? I would be slapped because he says, there's no such thing as te volo. So in my head, there's no such thing. And I would tough it out and go get whatever it is that he tells me to go get. But you know, I kind of brought that up to gear towards parenting, and like you had said earlier about different ways of parenting.
Yeah.
But let's play a song.
Cool.
Before going into that. Eh?
Yep. What's up, Taquito? Say hi. Come here. Say hi.
See, I give us some shout outs when I look for some songs. Give some shout outs.
Say hi, Grandma.
Hi, Grandma.
Say hi to Maze.
Hi, Mace.
You know, Kabi, one day you're gonna go to Felemea.
Chef, what's up, brother? Alama Fia. Love you, bro. Hey, let me show you guys this. This is my Auntie Hima. You see that?
Oh yes, Alama offered to your mom, for sure.
Much love and respect to my Auntie Hiva. Fighting that battle.
Seni Finau. Is that you?
That's my first cousin in Reno.
Oh, another Seni.
Yep. Fele love Seni.
Fede love Seni, eh?
What's up, Seni?
John Otley. Wendy Gibson. Tita Vailea Satai Dorani. Thank you guys for tuning in. Ana Sivi, Uloka, Seneti Latu, Matahiva Terrell from Palm Springs. Tita Te Aupa Malo Lava Mai me Colorado Springs, Colorado. Me Holani Nayata Malo Lava Mai. Elia Sataufa Koli Valahulu. Thank you guys for tuning in. Niu Mataubave Mapanayata Viliami Tuyono. Latu Huakau Malo mo lava mai. This group we're listening to is a Felemea group.
Really?
Yeah. Punya for no malo.
Te
Okay, so we're back. Whamalauta ki mo tōlok mo. They are in here. Salsi Prescott, Dr. Prescott. Thank you for always tuning in. Whaiwhikau. Helena Mausia. Ana Takiata Finau. Oh, Alamafia Fia says, Hiva says she loves you too. Or E says he loves you, brother.
Right on. O fatu I.
Unaloto ki whaitoka malungahu, Dave Tukufuka. Thank you guys for tuning in. Mai tangululai. Thank you guys for tuning in. If I'm not mentioning any names, I apologize. I just don't see it or it's too fast. Ilisa Kawaka Makoni Mal. Thank you for tuning in. We're here with Lopi Bo'oi of Oish Barbershop. I know a lot of you guys have heard of his place. He's here. We've been talking off and on about it. We're talking about his life as an individual, not only as a business owner, but also as an individual, how he grew up. And we're talking about parenting. Yep. Parenting. You know, parenting in Tonga is different from parenting here in America. Okay? And also probably parenting back in the 70s, 80s is different from today. I'm sure it's very different from today. Let me talk about my parenting. My parents' parenting, actually, not mine, but my parents. I grew up in an environment that was very strict, and that to fear your parents was a good thing because that's how you behave. You know, you behave because you fear of what's going to happen when you misbehave. And so that was how I grew up. And it worked for me. It worked for me because I there was a lot I wasn't brave enough to go against their wishes. Hey? Yeah. I was too scared. I was too scared of getting hit. And that's exactly what would happen if I went against their teachings. tell me, Lopi, how was it growing up? So you were talking earlier about how fearless you were, how you did whatever your friends were doing. You weren't afraid of anything, which is different from me.
Yeah.
Different from me. So how did you get to be so brave? Or how was it growing up with your parents, not to put their way down, but just by how did you learn from it? How did you apply it to you now? How did you not apply it then, but you're applying it now? I guess I should say.
Because when I was a teenager, I really didn't know everything. I'm just
exactly. That's what, I still say that I know everything. In fact, my other half, my husband, sometimes he would say that. You think you know everything. And I would say, that's because I do.
Because I do.
But how was it growing up, coming from New Zealand to America? I know it's two different countries.
Yeah,
way different, eh?
Growing up, I grew up in a very Christian home.
Right.
Grew up going to church, whakame, lautohi, participated in everything at church. I played in the band at church. I even went to school playing band. But as far as growing up, I wouldn't say that my upbringing was too different from yours. My mom put a lot of fear in me too. But I don't know. I think maybe I went and tried to bust some of the myths of the fear that she put in front of me and realized it's not that bad.
I'm being fearless.
Yeah, I was always
Ruthless.
somewhat of a daredevil. I was always a little bit mischievous growing up, and I don't know. It's just some kids are like that, But I think that my being fearless was just because I didn't have any brothers. I just had two sisters.
Is there only 3 of you?
There's only 3 of us.
Oh, okay.
And
And what number are you?
I'm the youngest.
Okay, so the 2 girls and then you.
Yep. But growing up, I kind of went around, did whatever I want. I got myself into trouble and I got beat up by girls. And my older sister would get my back and, take care of me. But maybe that's what it was. Maybe because
He didn't know you got beat up by girls.
older girls.
Oh, older girls.
Maybe they liked me and I didn't like them back or something.
That's what it is. That's what it is, for sure.
But I think maybe because, my sisters always had my back, maybe there was some kind of confidence that came out of that. And, that was my reason to be a little bit fearless because somebody was always watching my back. But, growing up, my parents, very, very churchy people. Mm-hmm. And, I appreciate that. I grew up being God-fearing myself. And, the way I raise my kids is, I get the God-fearing thing. This isn't to go and say that that's a wrong thing.
Right.
I preach love to my kids.
Yeah. I think that's just common with us, especially Tongans, the God-fearing.
Yeah, but, I would say that the difference between the way I was raised, and the way I raised my kids is I raised my kids with love. I'm not saying that I wasn't raised with love. I'm saying that I put love in front of it. I don't try to put fear in my kids.
Right. I think what you're trying to say is the way you show your love was different from the way your parents showed their love. Like
love.
Me.
Yeah.
That's me. The way my parents showed their love is to put fear in me because they don't want me to make the wrong decision.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to sit back and try and understand that.
They're doing you a favor.
They really were doing me a favor, for real.
But you don't know that they're doing you a favor.
Well, the one of the things that's different too is the fact that we speak the same language. Growing up, I spoke English and Tongan, but at home I had to speak Tongan. And then as far as if my parents needed to talk to me about something, they spoke in Tongan, and they couldn't relate to what I saw because they didn't grow up out here. But because I grew up out here and he's out here, I instead of putting fear in my son, I sit down and talk to him and share my experiences.
Yeah.
Hey, look, you know what you're doing right now? I did that. I did it
Yeah.
better than you. No?
I taught that.
I know that trick, dude.
See these teeth? They were in before you were born.
I always remind them, you know, I was 16 too.
Yeah,
You know, I was 15 too.
Yeah.
I tell all these guys that, but like I take time to sit down and talk to them.
Yeah.
I talk to them a lot, especially because my kids are with me all day. I homeschool
Oh, do you homeschool?
all 6 of our kids.
Oh, okay.
They're at home with us, so we spend the day together, the whole day. Like this guy, he's only 11. He's the next one in training.
All
I'm
right.
teaching him to cut
So
hair
you're
as
just
well.
you're running a little barber school in your house,
I am. I have my instructor's license, so
so you can do that.
I can. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can get people their hours and you know,
Yeah.
get them certified.
Communication is key.
Yes.
Communication is so important.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't call me to tell me that you're going to be late,
Yeah.
how am I going to know, right?
Yeah.
And then when time is running and you're running late and I don't see you, then fear comes.
Yeah.
okay? And yeah, fear comes in me because how do I know you're still alive,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
This is a mom speaking, eh?
Yeah.
Communication is key.
Yeah.
In the Tongan culture, it's a one-way communication. It was
Yeah.
just one way. What your father says
Is what goes.
is what's right, and that's
Even if he's wrong.
yeah, even if he's wrong, you can't even question.
No.
That's real. That's real talk.
Yeah.
You don't even question what he says. He tells you no, it's a no. He tells you go here and do that, you do it. You know, there's no communication. Then we come here to the United States and things are different.
Yeah.
Okay? We learn that, hey, let my kids say something.
Yeah.
You know, let's talk about this. Okay,
Yeah,
let's.
yeah.
I think that's the biggest. That's the biggest difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a big difference in that is the way we grew up, in the way that we're teaching our kids.
Yeah.
Is I will let you talk to, because we in the Tongan culture, if you say something back to me, that's talking back, and that's disrespectful in the Tongan culture. Hey, but knowing what we know now, we do learn that. No, that's part of communication. That's part of you getting closer to your son. Hey, or
Yeah.
growing up as an only son.
Yeah.
Did that put a pressure on you? Did that put pure pressure on you
No.
because you were the only son? Did your father expect more from you than, or maybe they left you alone because you were an only son?
I not only grew up as the only son, but I had old parents. You know, like I'm not too much older than my son. I was 21 when he was born.
Oh,
you know.
okay.
I think my dad was probably almost 40 when I was born.
Born.
Yeah. But like, yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't say that there was any high pressure or anything. You know, I don't know. I appreciate my upbringing. I used to hang out in the kitchen with my mom and cook. You know? And then not having any kids around the house, I kind of had to just chill with my parents. That's all I knew. You know.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing. I had my last child. I had him when I was 42, I think.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's old. Of course, I didn't get married till I was 30, which is too old. That's too old. 23 is good. Is good. But anyway, being in a home with older parents, being an only son, but 2 sisters
Yeah.
that watched out for you, that had your back. Of course, probably the pressure was on them.
Yeah.
You know,
Go watch your brother.
yeah, go watch your brother. My parents was like that with me, with my daughter, with my oldest daughter. He put a lot of pressure on us watching her. You know, she can't go out of the house. It was hard for me to raise my kids because my parents were still alive, so they wouldn't let me raise my kids. They raised my kids. Okay, so we talked about what we had talked about, Lopi, and I'm so glad that you're touching up on all different areas of your life. Hey, what I wanted kids out there of your generation and younger, or maybe just a little bit older, I wanted them to know that, because I think a lot of them just look at you now as this person that has his own business, great to get a haircut by this guy, and they just look up to you. Okay, I'm so glad that you touched up in making some wrong decisions in your life.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that you discovered, or it took going back to New Zealand, not your choice, but you were taken there because of a wrong decision that you made. And I'm so glad that you said that gave you a big piece of the humble pie.
Yep.
Okay? And it's just because of a wrong decision that you made. But it doesn't end there.
No.
Right? It doesn't end there. Because you said there's a God-fearing life or part of you, was that you were raised that way. I think that's what kind of put in our minds that he's not do we fear him, but we know that he loves us. So it doesn't matter that, well, it does matter that we make the wrong choice. It does matter.
But be conscious.
Yes, it does matter. We need to realize that we do have to pay for the consequences, but you take that consequence and you learn from it.
Yes.
Okay? Look at you. Look at you today. We're going to take a break and then we'll come back.
Okay.
Lopi po'oi.
Tuli, love you, brother. Alama's bringing up old stuff.
Yeah?
Kaya Pascala.
Oh.
Come on, bro.
Kaya Pascal. Ofa Fifita, Manuela Mai, Sione Samuel Jr., Faye Fareola, Siutiti Lutui, Valerie Clausen, Sione Funaki, Balakisa from Tonga. Hey, Kisa.
What's up, Curtis?
Ailine Monoa Fonua, Petelo Fonohema, Sinamoni Taufa Me Tonga. Ilisa Kawakao. I gave you a shout out, but thank you. Ofa Fifita.
Hey, what's up, Brokes? Trying to skim through here and see what's all on here.
Leti tu atonga ofa kakoe. If you have any questions for Lopi, you're welcome to either write it in or you can call in.
Is this number for the station?
Yes, this is the number for the station, 801-896-1613. So if you have a question that you want to talk to Lopi, give us a call. If you want to write it in, you're welcome to do that too. Just don't set up an appointment here. It's a different phone number for that.
Seti, I don't know if you can fit this shirt, bro. This is a schmedium. I think you're bigger than me, bro. What's up, Missy? Hey, Uncle Seti said hi, Takito. Say hi to Uncle Seti.
Hi, Uncle Seti.
Alama is clowning.
Dang, man. All the Pascalas, huh? Get out of here, man. Oh, look, I can do this. I can be angry at your comment.
Angry emoji
Angry
coming your
emoji.
way.
You got the angry emoji for the night, bro.
Hey Mel from Arizona. We have another Arizona listener right here.
What's up,
Betulisa
Arizona?
Havili. Leslie Tuipe Moa.
Hi, Leslie.
Moses Nalisoni Masima.
Ma, I'm gonna angry emoji that comment too, bro. I'm just kidding. What's up, Missy? Ofatu, bro. Say hi to the camera.
Say, we're feeling mea proud. Okay, and we're back. For those of you who just tuned in, I'm here with Lopi Po'oi, founder, president, owner of Oish Barbershop. Very well known here in Utah. He's located in West Valley City. We will give you the addresses: 3666 West, 3500 South in West Valley. Again, 3666 West, 3500 South in West Valley is where you'll find Oish Barbershop. And we're here with Lopi, the owner. We talked about what made him interested in cutting hair. It was actually a hidden talent that he didn't know that he had. But because of some push from the side, cousin Sao, that he mentioned, it got him more interested into barbershop. He also went to school for it, and now he has his own company. But it wasn't always an easy journey, hey, Lopi?
No.
As Lopi was telling us, however, he made wrong decision, paid the consequences, was able to turn his life around, and this is where he's at now. Last week, I was so proud to see a post. It was KSL. KSL is a local channel here in Utah. What they do is they do what's called high five. High five is they recognize people who does good for the community, and they put them on TV and give them high five. They do a whole clip on them. Well, Oish was there, made it to high five, and that's a big success here. That's a big success story, is because he did something worth sharing with the community. So Lopi,
Yeah.
go ahead and tell us about the KSL high five. Tell us why they picked you, and what is that all about? Tell us how it felt. How was it?
So the high five at 5 is it's like a shout out from KSL for people like you said that do work in the community. I was nominated by one of our customers. His name is Sean Harding. Sean is a good friend, church member and neighbor of one of my cousins, Tawafu. So my cousin Tawafu referred him to me, and I cut his son's hair, and they loved the haircut, so they come back to us all the time. But I think what made it for Sean was his first impression of me was Polynesian guy with tattoos. I think he was kind of intimidated. You know, he didn't think that, hey, this is a friendly guy. That's kind of the perception that people just have.
It's like a stereotype.
Yeah. And I'm not knocking him for it. I'm just saying that everybody does
Right.
it.
No, it is. It's actually just kind of, sorry to say, it's kind of normal.
It's kind of normal
to be afraid of somebody with a lot of tattoos, but But they could be they could be such a big bear, big teddy bear. So
our shop at the time when Sean came to us had a bunch of Polynesians, big dudes with tattoos, and I think he was just shocked that it was a good vibe in the shop. And then we became Facebook friends, and he would see when we would go to the homeless shelters and cut homeless people's hair. So he nominated us for this. Nice. And then they highlighted us. But basically what it was just the idea that we're going around cutting people up for free. When we built this business, we kind of been doing that since the beginning. So while I was in barber school, I was trying to think, how can I get my name out there faster? And growing up in a very Christian household, my mom took us to the homeless shelter to feed the homeless. So that was nothing new. Doing service work. So I started thinking like maybe I can give back by cutting people's hair for free. So we started going to churches, and I would take 7-8 barbers, and we went to the DI and bought a bunch of stools, and we set them up. We put the speaker on with music, and it was like a barber shop inside the church. And that's how we started. So we called it the Oish movement. And the
Oish movement.
So we would go to churches and just cut everybody's hair for free. And, who's going to turn down a free haircut, right?
Right.
So mutual night at the LDS churches, people would just come in there to play basketball, and next thing you know, free haircut. So the free haircut, for one, it helped us to practice because we were still students. We weren't professionals yet. So we got the practice out of it, and then we got to put our name out there, and we made connections with people. I still cut people to this day from 6 years ago from all those church cuts.
Wow.
And it worked. And because, to me, I love cutting hair. It's very therapeutic. I feel like I'm not even working. It's more like I'm just hanging out with somebody, So, and it just at the same time when the haircut's over, the benefit is to see the reaction of a person when they see
that smile.
Their smile.
That smile is the biggest payback.
Yeah, like they love what they see. And I feel like I got addicted to that, So we would go, when I heard about the homeless cuts thing, there's a group called Care Cuts. They're the ones that organize the whole thing. I just show up and cut hair. Yeah. They do the hard work of planning, of organizing, of putting the whole thing together, the setup and whatnot. I just show up and I recruit as many people as I can to go with me to cut hair. And like I was telling you earlier, with my past of growing up being a knucklehead, I feel like this is my way of finding peace with myself, with, for all the bad things that I did, for the trouble I put my parents through. This is my way of feeling good about the person that I've become, by going out there and giving back to the community, and then hopefully to inspire others to do the same thing.
Right. Therapeutic is that. That is so nice.
But the coolest part is when I go out there to do this, I don't just represent Oish Barbershop. I don't just represent my family. I represent the whole Polynesian community.
That's right.
Because there's enough negativity out there when people look at us from the 90s.
Yes.
The kind of trouble we used to be into and the things that we did. How are we going to undo that?
Right.
We can't. We can just put a different kind of perception out there for who we are now, who we've become. So that's part of the reason too,
That's so good. That's so positive. That's such positive thinking. But tell me, why Oish? How did you come up with that? How did you come up with that name? Why not some name from, Felemea or something? Why not? Why not? Why not a Tongan name? Well, Oish is, of course, you got that from the Tongan. But interesting. I'm interested to know why Oish.
So credit to my sister-in-law, Susana Niu. She wanted to start her own business, and it was a clothing line and call it Oish. And I pretty much stole the idea from her,
Who is this?
Susana Niu. This is my wife's sister.
Oh, okay.
So she had the idea to do that, and I figured maybe I can help kind of brand the name, and if she takes off with it, I don't care, But at the same time, the word's catchy. As a kid, I always remembered hearing everybody say,
Oish. Yeah, I hear that all the time.
And I just figured it would be something that from the young to the old, everybody would know the word, so it'd be catchy.
Yeah.
And like, it's funny because we get Palangis and Mexicans that come in the shop that grew up with Polynesians, and they know it. They're like, hey, is that the word? Like Oish? Like,
because they hear it in high school. From all
it's a familiar word, So it's as common as saying dude. So it's just I kind of just wanted to steal something that was already known.
Yeah. Well, that was good. So did she have her clothesline?
No, I think I'm going to steal that too.
The clothesline? Are you thinking of doing that too?
Yeah, I'm starting right here.
Yeah. So what's in the future for Oish?
I don't know. That's the honest truth. Sky's the limit.
Right.
But there's footprints on the moon, right?
That's right. There's American flag on the moon.
Yeah. I'm just, my biggest thing is I've overcome a lot of fear in doing this. And I've proved to myself that I'm capable of anything. I just got to put my mind to it.
Right.
That's really what it is. You got to decide, and you got to go up there and jump.
I think what we're afraid of. I think we're afraid of failing.
Yeah.
That is our biggest fear, is failing. But what we don't realize is that failing is a part of succeeding.
Yeah.
I think we're afraid of failing because the way our people talk sometimes. They talk down on you. It's like
the backlash of the
it's like you fail,
Yeah.
and while you're down, they'll kick you down even lower.
Even more. Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
The whole reason why I have my program, It's My Turn to Shine, is to knock that nonsense out.
Yeah.
Right? It's like let's not be in a bucket of let's not be those crabs in the bucket where one climbs up and we pull it down and you try to climb up. That's what I want. That's what I want to get rid of.
Yeah.
That misconception of you're out there. If you're gonna fail, you're gonna be embarrassing, and we're gonna laugh at you, and because sometimes, and I say this because I hear it. You go and you fail. You see someone put up a business and they fail, and the talk goes, "Oh boy, you knew nothing about that. Why would you go and put a business up like that?" Or, "Oh, they came from Tonga, they had nothing. They think that they're gonna do."
Yeah.
All of that we can throw behind us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what stops us from progressing.
Yeah.
I love how the Mexicans come in, and we came before them. Okay. Like how tatoria 60s, 70s na. But look, they come how 80s they came, hey? And look at them. They've got restaurants, they've got halls, they've got parks, they've got teams. What do we have? We don't have any of that because we seem to put each other down. Okay?
Yeah.
I wanted you to come here so you can talk about how you struggled. What made that flame burst? Okay?
Yeah.
That's what I wanted you to come and talk about. It wasn't easy. It wasn't always easy. Look at what you are now, the way you were yesterday, the way you are today, and what the future has for you. Okay?
Yeah.
You did a lot of this for your family, for your kids, 6 kids, and you're going to do a lot of sacrifice just so that you can put them in the right path to help them make the right decision, not to force them make the right decision, but to help them, guide them along. Okay? I think that's what we're here all about. We're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna play just one song, and then when we come back, I want you to wrap it up.
Right
Okay?
on. Right on.
Wrap it up by saying something to our kids out there.
Type in 5.
Told you, Lopi. What's that all about? That's right, Maze. We encourage each other.
What's up, Lynn? Lynn Tia. Afatu, bro. What's up, Cujo?
Saini Maafu. Thank you for tuning in, Saini.
Afatu, bro. What's up, Fats?
Ofatu Fitu. Ofatu Kapaya.
Romney, what's up, bro?
Did you see what Alama said? Remember when your brother Wei would punch you and would say oish?
That's right, man. I like this song. It's the real Fasi Hanu, huh?
Not the Hanu, oh no.
What's up, Lina? It's my sister, Lina.
Hey, Line.
Love you, Lina. Have fun. Have your fun, Alama.
Thank you, Alama, for keeping the conversation going.
It's all good, bro.
When I was in Tonga, one of Alama's, I don't know if it was Alama or one of his brothers served the mission there. Was it Alama?
It's his brother.
Oh, it's his brother. Okay.
Alama served another mission. Let me get you back right now, bro. He served multiple missions.
Oh no.
He just finished another mission recently.
Ofate Meline. Kelly Moore says you missed the whole show. You so late, Meline. That's what Kiki says.
Hi, Auntie Moa. I love you, Auntie Moa.
You can watch it over on YouTube. We're also on YouTube, everybody.
Alama, wow. What's up, William? Love you, William.
Tony Tadiauri says love you.
Ofatu Tony. Oh, it's my cousin.
Oh.
Sorry, Moa. Love you, Moa.
Thank you, Fine, for sharing. Malo Fine, Ofatu.
What's up, Ray? Ofatu, bro.
May says to say hi to William.
Hi again, William. Alama. Yeah, say hi to William.
What's up, William?
Raymond Jennings.
Ray with BBR 801 Radio. Ofatu, bro.
Sam Samson Tonga. Thank you for tuning in, Samson. Did you see Manumati's comments? She didn't know you cried because you had the spirit. It was the spirit.
It was a scared cry, not a mafana cry.
O fa mai mana ko ia te ma ki mo tol he fia fini fa malot ka ki mo tol ko to pe mo na mo eve mai ki he tau ki polokalama mai he fia fini. I was here with, or I am here with Lopi Po'oi, president founder of Oish Barbershop. Started with a struggle, ending up with where he's at now. I'm gonna let him wrap it up. Say a few things to all of you listeners. Whamalot ke kau vaini, mo kau while mea ko toa pena nau. Pea mai ke tau polokalama. All his customers, I know they're all returning customers, but go ahead and say a few words to them, Lopi, before we start wrapping it up.
Yeah, just a big thank you to anyone that's ever sat in my chair, hit the share button on social media, or like, or told a friend, or sent somebody to us. Word of mouth was big in this the growing of this business, and I really appreciate all the love and support, because I wouldn't be here without having people to cut hair. We couldn't have done this without any of our customers. And big thank you to my mom and my dad and my sisters. They were the ones, and my wife Anna. They were my biggest supporters. They saw all the stuff that nobody saw, the struggles, the late nights, the early mornings, the no sleep, and my kids. They were there throughout the whole thing, and I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. But to those of you out there that want to start your own business, or whatever it is, whether it's cooking food, swinging a hammer, or cutting hair, you got to believe in you, even if you're the only one. If no one else around you believes you or believes in you, you got to believe in you, because at the end of the day, you make your bed and you got to sleep in it. Those shoes are, nobody will ever know what kind of miles were walked in those shoes. So, you got to give yourself a pat on the back and thank yourself for being there for you. Yeah, it's not easy to start a business, and it's not easy to continue running a business, but it's rewarding, like Dr. Matt said. You don't have to have an excuse that you broke your leg to call in sick.
Yeah,
to be late.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's all you. If you don't show up, you kind of shot yourself in the foot. But it's definitely rewarding. But because I can not go in doesn't mean I don't. I think I work harder than every barber that's ever worked for me. Yeah. And I'm not putting any of them down. It's just the way that I carry myself. My work ethic is ridiculous. I work really hard, and it's because it's mine.
Right.
Right. That's the kind of power that I would apply to other jobs when I worked at, when I used to have a job, I would work that hard even when nobody was looking. Mm-hmm. And I think that's just something that that energy surrounds me. But, that's what it takes, work ethic. You got to show up. You got to be willing to put in the work, even when you don't feel like it. Right. But good luck to anyone out there that's, doing their own thing. I love supporting other business owners. I have this old lady that comes into the shop at least once a week. Yeah. And she sells tamales. Okay. And these are the best tamales. Like, if you're ever around my shop on Wednesday, stop by. There's a tamale lady that pops up. But anyways, she reminds me of my mom. Growing up, my mom would she would bake.
Uh-huh.
She would bake some bread or whatever it was, some pies, and my mom would sew. She would sew clothes to sell, and she would catch a taxi to the flea market. I think it was like $5-10 to get to the flea market, and then it was like $10 to rent a booth. And at the end of the day, she would take home like $100, and that was a lot of money back then.
Right.
But that's how we survived. Yeah. And my mom was my inspiration for what kind of drive I have to believe in myself. So thank you, Mom, for giving me that inspiration, giving me that fire to say I could do it.
Yeah.
But Tokomea, thank you for having me on the show.
Oh, no problem.
Appreciate
Thank
the love
you.
and support.
Thank you, because I wanted kids out there to know that they can do it. But like you said, you have to dedicate yourself. You have to tell yourself, is this what I want? Because it's not easy to run your own business.
No.
It's not easy.
If it was
to run
easy,
your own
everybody would be
business.
doing it.
Exactly. But you can do it, right? It can be done. Whether you grew up, how you grew up, at the end of the day, like you said, you have to make your own bed and you have to lie in it. It does take work ethics, and you grew up seeing that in your parents, and and it takes dedication. How hard is it to get a license here in Utah?
A barber
For
license?
business?
Business license?
Business license.
A business license is not as hard as you think it is. There's probably like 3 or 4 steps to it, and you can have it in a day. There is some legal stuff you got to do, but other than that, like once you get it going, it's really all about you.
Yep.
The business is the car, and you're the gas.
Yeah, and what you said about going out there and giving back to the community by doing the free hair cutting.
Yeah.
Okay, you have to be a humble person to do that yourself. You do. You have to be humble. You have to be loving. You have to be caring to even do that. So I really thank you. I thank you for setting that example. Kids nowadays, if they see you do that, they're going to try and do that themselves. No matter what it is that you can do, whether it's taking pictures or baking or sewing, whatever it is that you do out there, do it to the best of your ability, and that's what will carry you out. Don't be afraid. Like you said, don't be afraid to take that chance. Face that fear, because you have nothing to fear but fear itself. As along with helping the homeless, there was a wise man who said, when you're in the service of your fellow being, you're only in the service of your God. So I believe that applies to you. I really do believe that applies to you.
Thank
For
you.
real.
I appreciate that.
I love what people are saying about your business, and you serve it with love. I love that you're taking on what your dad is doing. Keep it up, because that could be a family business going on forever. But it's in here. It's in here. Keep it up. Keep it up. I love this program. I loved it that you came. We as a community can build each other up.
That's it.
That's what we do. We help each other. All of you who tuned in, I should say, all of you guys who tuned in to see Lopi, don't let it end today. Keep tuning in. If you are listening and you have a business that you want our people to know of, get a hold of me. We can put you in. This is to help each other. I guess this is my way of giving back. I really do. I really do wish that we would serve our own people, because that's how we're going to succeed. That's how the Mexicans do it. That's how the Filipinos do it. Why can't we do that?
Yeah.
But lots of love to you, Lopi, and your kids,
Thank
your
you,
family,
Afatu.
and your parents. Toa says they love your mom's
Puteni.
baking. Leslie, let me read what Leslie says. Goya pe malo, keep up the good work, and remember, it's just not about the struggle. There's people out there in the streets that had no choice but to pick up that pipe or weakness of flesh that might need love and guidance. And Oish Barber haircut. I love you, Lopi. Keep up the good work. Proud of you.
Love you,
That's
Leslie.
true. That's true what she's saying. No matter what it is, No matter what it is, it's not all about the struggle. It's about turning your life around, dedicating it into something that you love, and keep it going. Okay?
Alaman's still coming with the jokes.
And Alamar is still there. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and play a song here. And let's play this one. This is so appropriate for our show right now. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Just perfect. Okay, while we gonna say bye to Lopi and his sons.
Afatu
And
Nita.
I'll be right back. Do you want to give some last shout outs before we leave?
Yeah, just thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you for all the kind words and feedback. Much love, and I appreciate everybody.
Some more Filipinas. Baha Fifita says, thank you for my haircut. Love Louis. Love your son. Thank you guys.
Lay down, my dear brother. Lay down and take a rest. I'm gonna lay your head upon your Savior's chest. And I love you, but Jesus loves you best. I bid you good night. Good night. Good night. I bid you good night. Good night. Good night. va. Pana pana ea pomino anong asi olotoha. Iyo e koe na nivi e filo siliva. Tui si okolei pahina. E kakalata puta e mueia. Lagu e malata si kofofonga potu e langita o kakapa. Hei lala moe huni o umutangata. Tui si okolei pahina. He kakalata puta e mueia. Lanu e malata si kofofonga potu e langita o kakapa. Hei lala moe huni o umutangata.
Te hufanga e whakatapu ka ulawe ke kumofu ke ka whakapapau. Ko tu heka ke ngaro he tamana tua ahua tolo sune tai wa fitu. Tala tua hana ki fonuan. Tong te paki me kumofu ke la. E un te holoki pene me teki mahino mahoro univers. Lau mai ai one pe moi briki a mea na ku ngauhi. Ko mafi mafi ana ne whakatokanga mai. Si tonga e ahua o si. Te hufanga ka hi whakatapu.
Te hufanga he ngahi whakatapu. Kaunga ki e mo pui ke sune ua tolu tahi wa fitu fitu. Nai mo ua ai a e ua mo tonga tapu. Maka pone rau e au koe au whakamau. Talu e tu'u ae ko i pili o te. Te paki e moi kumo kui te wahi pehe. Te oku ne roro ki tupe i o mo te. Ai one mo pili ki te a koe ai one. Na e hai tahi pea hai uta. Sinai te mi pale oi kule ana. Maro koe ne wau miniti i kai lama hape hoa. Tui au nai me i o mai a whai toka. Malomu ako e tesi pe. Kai koe aho e nunu mo vete. Tamako hotaki i aia i pe. Kua koe aho i piai e kalupite. Si i tonga e koe ha atawa e vai. Ki e ka au pea moe lola tonga ni. Te uotaha la motu koe moni lahi. Ona whamui e ni o hui kai kona api. Koi ngā tae e kutali whekau. Kutali whekau, kaulere e ki e otu kolo mana nau. Te whise si te moi toa ko maapu. Hei kai te ki ngalo i e ko mana tu. Hei kai ke ngata ai tali whekau.
Isa isa e mafumoi e mafuma Ai mosu e maino ai tu Ewe ake koe ki mo Kakai asu ke tui kai mona Kai bebe e koe taru e mo Ai na Rike mai ai ai noi mo Elo teni ai kakalama on Olo ta koe o e te koloni E ngatu o whakake e kaloni Isa keke ila mai si a kola tani Tau kalakasi ko si e kore a he moani Koe o moani mani ko o si koloni O ka puka ala ki whanua e matani O ngā tū ai si i tanga island O torewa ke tala noa i whakai Ewe teki ka palapara ma o kuai Ke mahina koe mea nei ai ki ai Kai hane si a hua nei a Kakaloma o si e te motu O kutaku ke o kofi he o kurolotu A e kanu maki tō whakaholo Oi amu ia oi atu whenite Te koi si e pina ka oi roa tōwhare Telefono kei take tōni ki te I se i saita ta sieta Koe pine i he uhi Tangi tangi e koe na sina E kia ke ue tuka reina I sa koe moto Koe tonga whai whika
Whamalot ka ki moto mo ke no fo i mai e tau porokalama na e i tau hen whakataha whoki pia mo Lopi po oi. Ko e founder of the Oish Barbershop. Ko e taha ia i he kau business owner i Salt Lake City ni ke i tau CC kau ne lava me alahi. Whamalot ka ki moto na mo popo i mai ki porokalama. His family and friends, thank you for tuning in. I think we all can work together in building something great. We have the talent. I go lauko koe ai TV. We have the technology. Let's put it into good use. Whamalot ka ki motolu na ke keu kapau na ke keu lawe at ko hingoa. O kwa te whamalo ka ki motolu. Se peti wesi, peti iloa, tua efe ofat ka koe peti. Mita sa mani tili wa sima, sa ilosi mo Angie Amone, Steveni pia mo Anita Nuku. Malo lava mai, wili soni fonua, a whiaki sala, o sala whiaki, eni tau te oli, Pamela, inu ki hangana, whamalo, o te whamalo ka ki motolo, tina mo teni tawataina. Whamalo ka ki motolo mo popo, ko e porokalama hono hoko, o whakaampe e kamata he hiva. Ko e lau kau po uli anu masi maia, pia mo sela lia waa, kai pefo ki a siweri mo unga, tēnai heni mo e nā porokalama. Ko ia ko porokalama ko ia au e lava ke o mai ho mo ngahiri koe si, mo tāte ngahi whasi, kehe o mo tuku i mai. Ko e tuapule lulu ia, it's my program, it's my turn to shine. Te o mai, it's mostly talking, ko hea ko e whanki pisnisi o whia mau, ke tuku ia tia ke tau kāinga, ke tau whepopo aki mo whetokoni aki hono langa i hake o tau ki community i he fuufonua mahu koe ni. Ko rohingan e lahia nga e tala noa rather than playing music, ko hea ko whia ilo au ia ki heanga o e tupu hake o e tokotaha o haana ai company o whai e popota noa pe koe poho lawe pia mo ia. ko ki mo tolu kau kia ha taha i o whanonga mai o kia ha mo ki businessi pe o fia tu uaka mo businessi tu Petu utaki mai ka ki mautolo, te maulava o whakahoko atu e ngahi mea ko ia. Te maulava tokoni atu i ta whako ia. O ki ai whoki mo mau ngahi tokoni i he ngahi kātoanga o whai. Ka ukia hao kātoanga o te waki. Whia mau hatoa taha whaita, e lava ke o atu toa taha whaita me he whareni. Ka uke whia mau hataha ke hulu vitio, e mau atu moia me he whareni. Ka uke whia mau ke live i ho polokalama, e lava pe moia me he whareni. Whetu utaki mai, ka lava ki tau ngai whakataha. Ko tau i he whanua muri koe ni, mo he whanua mahu koe ni, e whakawho heke ki tau hangwe lau, heke ki tau osiki e tau tolo Amerika, he? Tau whetoko ni aki mo whepopo aki hono langa i hake ho tau kāinga i he whanua koe ni. Kai o ate whi whas koe ni me he whunga ane taka, o whapea uongo le red ka ki mo tolu e ngahi pōpoaki, pea mo e ngahi whasi o tātou. Neo mai mua sika, se misi mafi, paea waske, malo lava mai. Fitu, you're having fun in Hawaii. Good for you. You deserve it.
Maka aki mo, para kome, e koi kai amai, koe kumiro, rupe e meo, iha mai kotone, kofino, e whakata.
Namatok mea mai ke whunga ni taka e nau tā i atu ai tangi e lotoni. Ko e taimi sore sitini, ko e hiwa no ataha. Ko taimi ke hoko mai tau polokalama hono hoko, ko i ai thank you whinau ko he tolu. Ko taimi ke log off, it's time for me to log off. Ka e hoko mai ai lau ka hopo uri o ano masima. So don't go away, we will be right back with a new program with siweli mo unga pia mo sela pia waa koe polokalama ia au koko mai na whakahoko atu ai lau kaupo uri o ano masima. Again, o koto i whia whakamalo atu ki mo tolu homo mea mai he whiawhini ke tau popoi lopi po oi, he Pefo kene ki businessi ko Oish Barbershop. Big thank you for Lopi for making time out. Kene heni mutautolu. Very inspirational what he had to share with us. The struggle, the reward. How he grew up, we learned from decisions he made, consequences that was paid, and it was also paid off with the lesson learned. Ofat ka ki modol ko to ape, e whanga fitu, ka pehe foki ki lute, all of you guys emeline, ofat ka ki modol, ka pehe foki atu hanginie, o ngai popo. Everyone that are returning customers of Lopi's, thank you guys for building up his business. Giving back to the community is what we try to do because it also helps us. It's all about putting smiles on people's faces. O whalahiat ka ki motolu, malo ho mo mea mai, ho mea. Stay tuned for Lau Kau Po'uli, o e ano masima. Ako mea lai vai tai from Hiku Hiku Leo, o e otomo o Maka, signing out.